know that ads are everywhere. We just tell ourselves to tune them out. Whether we're looking straight ahead, down at our feet, at the sky, or at the coffee cup in our hands, we say that none of these ads in the periphery of our own lives affect our daily decisions. But they must. The $500 billion advertising industry expects at least some of its messages to have an impact. Never mind that some ads are just so gigantic they assume our entire field of vision. Or have even become tourist attractions, and thus part of our culture in the case of sports arenas, ad-saturated cities, or museums. We live in a time absolutely swimming with marketing. Advertising firms revel in the idea of capturing distinct demographics and in building product awareness with increasingly innovative strategies. And so it goes, the quest for uncharted territories. This is one of the latest strategies, to use the subversive and anti-consumer culture to sell products. Street art began in the late 1970s as a way for urban residents to reclaim their neighborhoods and to interrupt the cold and calculated environment surrounding them. Jean-Michel Basquiat, born in Brooklyn, New York in 1960, was known as one of the formative graffiti artists. In 1977, at the age of 17, he and a friend began tagging the phrase "same-o," meaning same old shit, around New York City. Basquiat began collaborating with pop artist Andy Warhol in 1983 and frequenting the avant-garde art scene, where his stance against materialism became legendary. After Basquiat's untimely death in 1988, his estate even denied rights to show his art in the 1996 movie entitled Basquiat. That Basquiat's art was anti-materialistic was all the more reason for Adidas to create in 2005 a shoe based on Basquiat's art and associate the Adidas brand with marginalized black youth, urban culture, the avant-garde, and anti-materialism, all in one slick package. Minor Threat is an early 1980s band from DC, noted for its anti-corporate, anti-substance stance, and for influencing the straight edge movement, which is based upon abstaining from tobacco, drugs, and alcohol. Nike started co-opting the band's subversive image and message by creating this poster for the company's skateboard tour. Cool, Nike was now straight edge. But fans cried foul. Nike retracted the ad, and the band's former label, Discord Records, sued, and generated an appropriately scathing reaction for the short-lived campaign. Nike had gone illegal, off-color. Nike was even more cool. We know graffiti is illegal across the country. Given our previous examples, what's stopping corporations from using this edgy tactic to attract certain markets? Brands such as BP, Snapple, and Hummer have hired the well-known graffiti artist Tats Crew, a group established in New York City in the early 1980s that are known to create colorful, irreverent murals critiquing life in the Bronx. These M&M murals say, "We're offensive, we're illegal, we're revolutionary." If the art is defaced by other street artists, even better. It gives the advertisers street cred they might not otherwise receive if their ads are entirely ignored. And now we come to an even more deft and integrated attempt at reaching a niche. In these street-based advertisements for their Altima model, Nissan wheat-pasted images of the car juxtaposed with slightly disheveled urban yuppies. Shortly after the images were pasted up, Nissan painted them over in gray, wheat-pasted the ads again with cryptic satellite, car, and turntable glyphs, then added the web address electricmoyo.com. 2 days into the campaign, the images were removed, and a small-time MC, Bridget Gray, traveled the country in a Nissan Altima, visiting community centers and promoting freedom, access, and respect. She called herself Moyo, meaning one heart in Swahili, and interviewed high-profile artists for a radio program broadcast from the car. Her journey was documented on 7 channels owned by urban station conglomerate Radio 1, and also on electricmoyo.com, as she traveled cross-country. The campaign was so short that people likely didn't realize its position as a calculated marketing appeal aligned with hip-hop. Its integration into urban radio culture was virtually seamless. Advertisers' innovative construction of seamlessness is also a little alarming, as the search for untouched spaces continues. Is the message subversive, resistant, revolutionary? If so, it might be honest and by real people, or just an advertisement.